All right, y'all, welcome back. It's episode 2. First episode, we covered a little bit of things with credit. I hope you guys understood, picked a couple things up from there. As the time goes on, I'm still gonna learn how to make videos better. It's my first time doing something like this, so just bear with me. If you have any questions, just comment them down below, or you can message me on Instagram at AIK Solutions. I'm very, very responsive on there, so you can always hit me there. All right, now moving forward, episode 2, we're gonna be talking about the 5 factors that build your credit score. Okay, so we can start with the bigger factors. So you have your payment history, which is gonna make up 35% of your overall credit score. So now, let's say for example, you have a credit card and you miss a payment. Your score is gonna get cooked by like 50 to 100 points. It's very, very important that you don't ever miss a payment. Also, again, when it comes to like repairing with late payments are the most challenging thing because of how important it is. It's 35% of your score. So like you can have green on all of this. If you miss a payment, your score is going to be cooked regardless. These are the 2 most important factors. So you always need to make sure like you don't play around with these 2. So I mean, that's really it. Payment history, 35% of your credit score. Don't ever miss a payment. It's really going to hurt your score a lot, even one of them. But even in order to get a late payment, you would have to go 30 days without paying it. So like even if your credit card payment is due on the 7th, you pay it on the 8th, you're just gonna pay a late fee. Make sure you always do that if that is your case. But yeah, always make your on-time payments. Next, we have your credit usage, which is gonna make up 30% of your score, which is also like almost just as equally as important. So let's say for example, again, like I said with payment history, you can have all of these green. If your credit cards are maxed out, your credit score is going to be cooked as well. Again, because of how much this takes up of your total credit score, 35% and 30%. So when it comes to using your credit cards, let's say for example, you have $1,000 in your total credit limit. When the statements reflect, you always want to make sure that your balances are reporting 10% or less. That's like ideal, and that's how you could get the most points from this area of the 30% of your credit score. You want to try to maximize the points in that area. So keeping your credit card usage under 10% is ideal. And this is how you get to like the 800 club. You're not going to be able to get to the 800 club if your credit usage is at 50%. It's just not going to happen. So again, if you have $1,000, try to only use $100 when your statement comes out. If you don't know what a statement is, it's basically when the banks are going to be reporting to the credit bureaus your balances on your credit cards. So the only way to find this too, just go into your credit app with whoever you bank with and go to statements and disclosures, and you'll see the dates on the top left. You'll see your statement dates. And also some banks, they already have it there for you, so it's a lot easier to access. So yeah, credit usage is very important. Don't be maxing out your cards because the odds of approval as well is going to be affected by this, because it's just going to look like you're just irresponsible with your money. And again, banks are not going to give you money if you're just completely irresponsible. Okay, now your credit history, although it's only 15% of your total credit score, it does make a very, very big impact when it comes for approvals, because these lenders want to see people with credit debt, showing that your accounts go for a while. There's a lot of credit history on there. The payment history is good. Although it only makes 15%, I honestly feel like it's stronger than 15%, because when it comes to getting auto loans, it's going to be so much harder for you to get an auto loan if you have 2 months of credit history compared to a couple of years of credit history. Although like your accounts could be in good standing, if you don't have credit age to back this up, getting approved is going to be so much harder than you think. So yeah, I mean, you can't really speed this process up really. As time goes on, obviously everything is going to age. So again, like I said in the previous video, you always want to try to get as many accounts as possible, like as early on. So like if you're watching this, you're 18, 19, I would honestly say try to stack up as many accounts as you can within that 18, 19. So let's say when you're 25, these accounts are aged and you're good. The only other way to really speed up your credit history is becoming an authorized user on somebody else's credit card. So let's say, for example, I have my nephew who's looking to get on a credit card because he's trying to boost his credit age, and I have a 15-year-old credit card. I could put him on as an authorized user, and he's gonna get all my credit onto his credit. So now that's the fastest way to boost up your credit age. I wouldn't recommend doing it too much. Maybe like one account don't hurt. Because banks also could see your responsibility on the credit card. So if they see you're authorized user on 3 different cards, it's going to show like you have no primary accounts and like you're not really managing anything because it's just somebody else's account. But I would say it doesn't hurt to get one authorized user. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, next you have credit mix. It's going to be 10% of your score. So credit mix is basically, like, I like saying it like credit diversity. So again, for lenders, this is another thing they want to see. They don't want to see one credit card. They want to see multiple different accounts being maintained. So let's say, for example, I'll say for myself, I have 12 credit cards. I have 4 auto loans on my credit report, and I have 1 personal loan, right? So that shows a lot of credit diversity, and it shows I'm able to manage a lot of accounts compared to someone who's only managing, let's say, 2 accounts. Like, I have a lot of accounts that are being managed, and this just gives me like a better look to lenders to show like, okay, like he's very responsible. He's able to maintain a lot of different types of credit cards. And again, it only makes up 10% of your score, but it still has a significant impact on your score. Maybe not on your score so much, but like on the approval side. And then the last is new credit. It's gonna make up 10% as well. This is gonna be for like inquiries. You don't wanna get too many inquiries in a short amount of time, because all this is gonna do is just show lenders like you're desperate for credit. So it's like you're just running up to everybody like, hey, can I get money? Hey, can I get money? It's gonna be like, okay, well, he probably doesn't really have money. That's why he's searching for it like this. And you're easily gonna get denied just off of that because of how desperate you look for it. So yeah, if you're applying for too many things, like the more you apply, you're just pushing yourself farther away from getting approved. You can't just keep sitting here applying for things thinking, oh, somebody's gonna give me money, because it's not gonna happen. They're gonna continue to deny you like over and over and over again. This should be like the easiest thing to maintain. Just literally just don't apply for anything. And when it comes to applying for things, always try to do pre-qualifications just so you get a soft inquiry, because you don't want to get too many hard inquiries. This is where it could affect your score. Because I've dealt with people who had like over 90 inquiries across all 3 bureaus, like, which is like insane. They're just continuing to apply for things and getting denied, and they just keep doing it over and over again. So don't do that at all. All right, you guys, I hope you guys learned something in this. If you do have any questions, just feel free to comment them down below or message me on Instagram at AIK Solutions. And I'll see you guys on day 3.